Dude, Alex, my question for you, bro, because I feel like I've seen your comics. I'm trying to think of like when I first saw them. Maybe only like a couple months ago, but like how long have you been doing them?
Okay, so for a while I was doing completely different shit. I was doing political comics, and they were sort of Ellie Valley-ish.
What was your handle?
It was just still House of... Actually, no. Before my first account got banned, I was Jack Dump Tactical Cartoonist.
Jack Dump Tactical.
Yeah, but then I got banned because I said that a guy wanted to lick Erdogan's balls. And that his Erdogan, he was a Turkish guy, and he was... I was very angry. You see, what you need to understand, Zach, I was being racist. I was being Turkish racist.
Dude, not to be racist myself, but Turkish guys seem to have a short fuse. They're very easy to make a like very angry, leaping up and down. By the way, I feel bad. I'd hop on my video, but as I said, I woke up recently. I look terrible. I'm trying to protect the Yolos swag image.
You gotta protect the brand. It's funny because we're
Chris. I can't even pronounce words.
We're very similar looking.
Yeah, I feel, bro. You should rock the stash.
I need to shave. I had a stash briefly, and I have not kept up with it. But yeah, I've gone with the mustache because it's contemporary and it marks me as a funny guy,
Yeah. I'm just trying to take it back from the gays. I'm trying to do to the mustache what black people did to the N-word.
Exactly. It used to be for straight people.
I know, for like hardworking men and police officers. Yeah. And
now it's become a thing where people just, you're Freddie Mercury. No, God damn it, I
know.
I'm fucking Burt Reynolds. There's nothing fucking gay about Burt Reynolds and his glistening moist chest.
There hasn't been like a Burt Reynolds type for a long time. Has there? Maybe Bradley Cooper. I'm a big Bradley Cooper fan.
You're a Bradley Cooper guy?
Oh, fanatic, dude. I love Bradley Cooper.
Limitless is a great movie.
Dude, I don't know if I would say it was like, if I was like hanging out with Roger Ebert's Ghost or whatever, I don't know if I would tell him I thought it was a good movie, but it's fun to watch. It's very fun to watch, dude.
It's great because it's also got a great Robert De Niro phoning it in performance. And he's...
Oh, yes.
He's juxtaposed next to Bradley Cooper, who's really acting, because that's he's just acting all the time. He's just really acting very hard. And I think it's that intensity that's attractive about him. He always gives 110%.
Oh, it's so good. That is good. Dude, I just love the concept of like, we're only using 10% of our brain.
Yeah.
And now you can think harder. And it's like, dude, this is just so ridiculous, but whatever.
Masturbation takes no time at all now.
Yeah.
he's
I just use my mind. Oh, jeez.
All right, let's get into it. We're gonna start the episode with a plug for our stupid Patreon.
Hell yeah! This is a recent thing.
Yeah, it's very recent. We were like, we have enough followers now, might as well monetize.
What are you guys up to?
I consider the episode as having started, but that's fine. We can just
swag.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of early stuff. We can continue talking about Bradley Cooper. We got a Patreon, motherfucker. This is House of Decline. We have a Patreon now. We go to our Patreon. We got tiers. You can get things. You can get monthly commissions from me. Yeah. I'll draw what you want within reason. No non-con. No incest. No kids. What else? I think there's probably some other stuff. But I'll draw your fucking persona. I don't give a shit. You pay the $25 a month. You get your persona in the inimitable House of Decline style. And so go to our Patreon, subscribe to our Patreon. With us today is Steven, as always.
Hi.
And the other voice that you heard earlier was Zach from YOLO Swag Studios.
Hey.
And YOLO Swag Studios got a pretty cool online shop I was looking at. I think it's
a really cool online shop.
bighomo.bigcartel.com.
Bighomo.bigcartel.com. What can you get there at bighomo.bigcartel.com?
Dude, I'm packing up these trading cards right now, and it's been so fun.
Yeah, you do these trading cards with your characters from your comics, and you get other artists to do them.
Oh yeah, dude, this is gonna sound so autistic, but it's like I got these like wax booster packs because like I was trying to get like tinfoil ones, like the Pokemon ones, but it was too hard to source. But I sealed them with this like tiny iron, and it's like it just looks so official. I'm like, I'm so hyped to send these out. But yeah, dude, trading cards, very powerful. I have like
beautiful art object.
Oh yeah. I'm obsessed with them.
Oh, you got some good hats on here.
Yeah, the hats, dude.
I want to get
fishing
this
one.
Yeah, women fear me, fish peg me.
Oh yeah, dude. It was just like I'll make like an asinine. I feel like sometimes people plan like, I'll make my guy wear this in the comic, and then I can sell it as merch. But I'll make something. Dude, no one would want this. I'll like do it just because I think it'd be like funny, and then people are like, please put it on a hat, and I'm just like, all right, fuck it.
That's where you've got it's the rise of Yolos Swag Studios, and the amazing fact that you're doing all this rough material. And one of my first questions for you is like, has anybody tried to come for you? Has anybody tried to seriously like cancel you for any of the stuff you did?
For sure, bro. For sure, dude.
What's your gravest experience with that?
Well, I was a little more like, I definitely did like way more political comics that were like more right leaning. I feel like when I first got started, and I was like friends with some of the other right wing political guys, and that was like that became an issue. But then when I was kind of like, racism is bad. That was kind of another, almost a canceling from the other side.
Oh yeah,
where they were kind of not happy about that. But yeah, for sure. I've had my run-ins. Have you? Well, I guess you got the Aragon thing, but I think that was just Twitter being pussies.
Aragon thing? There's someone.
Erdogan.
Oh, Erdogan.
Dude, Aragon. Dude, I'm so dumb. I'm like dude, I have like 4 IQ points, bro.
That's all right. I mean, yeah, I think no one has tried to cancel me yet, but that's because my stuff is pretty softball in a lot of ways. It's not, it's gross and fucked up, but in the way that the people who are want to getting you for putting something out there that's, not progressive or something, people tend to like it. I mean, my biggest comic is Charlie the Asexual, and asexual people liked that comic a lot, and they were like, this is fine. And because it's like generally like pretty positive and like queer leaning, just no rumblings of cancellation yet. But you had an evolution. So like you started initially with this right wing stuff, but you came out of that into something that's, it's more politically. Well, if not to put dispersions on you, but there seems to be a direct line from your work from the work of Onion editorial artist Ward Shutton, who does the Kelly comic.
For sure, dude. Originally, I was it's a combination. I feel like I was trying to like egg or ape kind of him, and then who's the other guy? Ben Garrison.
Yeah, Ben Garrison. Yeah,
but my style and it being black and white, it kind of was just like. This is more just straight up the Onion guy, not there's no Ben Garrison really in it. But
yeah, well, because Ben Garrison is like he's usually very histrionic with it. It's that quality of conservatives getting mad in the middle of telling a joke that they forget to finish the joke.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Or he's like, just you can tell he's like super horny for like AOC when he draws her, or like
huge
Chelsea
asses,
Gabbard or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big juicy asses.
Oh my God, brother, the feet.
Yeah, I mean that figures into your own work with Fat Titty Abby Shapiro.
I always bring this one up just because I remember it, and Fat Titty Abby Shapiro is powerful. But there's a Ben Garrison comic where some Sulzer politician guy was like, I guess sleeping. I don't know if he slept with her, but he was like dealing with some Chinese informant. But Ben Garrison drew it as like him being kissed by this like beautiful dragon woman who was saying "me make bang bang with Fang Fang" or something, dude. And it was just like you got to find that one later, and just like it's so perfect. It's beautiful.
He's in that rare quality of right-wing cartoonists where their work gets to a greater emotional truth behind the right-wing ideology. The other guy who I think of who comes to mind is G Prime. You know that guy?
Oh, George Alexopoulos guy.
Yeah, he's always doing the big-eyed children getting traumatized by critical race theory.
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously his takes are pretty, intense, but he executes them with such care and stylistic uniqueness that you can't help but notice and be drawn into his world, which I think why they've had a lot of traction.
Oh, his style is excellent. Yeah, I really like his style.
Yeah.
He was one of the first people I interviewed on the Yolos channel. It was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but he originally, in my head, I want to say, did much more. I can't speak ill of the guy because his art is very fresh.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that.
Right, but I feel like recently, I think you touched on it a little bit, but it's just a lot of the same punchline in a lot of things, like with the guy screaming, or just
some liberal shrieking,
yeah,
blue heron pronouns going apeshit on you, where it's I mean, the thing about your stuff, because I was doing political comics for a while, I was doing from it the left-wing perspective, and unflatteringly compared to Ellie Valley, because I was called knockoff Ellie Valley.
Dude, hell yeah. We're I feel related.
So the problem with doing political stuff is once you take a stance, it ends up being histrionic, right, or pandering, which is why I like your approach, which is no, we're gonna have a very deranged take that nobody would have. And that's the humor inherent in it, because the thing is, if you investigate your comics about Abby Shapiro overshadowing her brother with fat titties, there's probably some weirdo out there that actually believes that,
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah.
I mean, Ben Shapiro believes that. So.
God damn it,
dude! I love when because some of them are just really not grounded in reality, and they'll still be people who like get upset or this doesn't make sense, and it's just shut up. I fucking hate those types of people.
People have not gotten upset at me yet. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the one, though.
Your comics are too powerful, bro. I had 3 or 4 friends recently hit me up from college who were like, dude, who's this House of Decline guy? I like this comic. They really liked the one of the guy, what was he? He was standing on the tip of the other guy's penis. It's a ballet move or something.
Oh yeah, that's very. He was on point. Yeah, we call that one on point.
Yeah, that one's fresh. Excellent.
Yeah, I do a lot of penis guys because you know who I'm. The direct line from my guy. If your direct line is from the Onion guy, mine is Keith Haring. That's who I'm making a grosser, crasser Keith Haring.
Who's Keith Haring?
He's that. So in the 90s, you would recognize him immediately if you saw him. He drew very simplified little guys.
Phone. Let's see.
And he ended up a lot in advertising as well, just because his designs were so powerful and everybody was immediately drawn to him. But he was also a queer guy, and he contracted HIV, and he did a lot of paintings about that.
Oh yeah, dude, this guy.
Yeah. So, and what I learned from him is that. Simplified characters, man, that's where it's at. That's where, if you're trying to be funny or communicate something immediately, that if you're trying to just immediate communication, you got to simplify your characters as much as possible. And so my old political cartoons, they were very baroque, and there was a lot of cross hatching and shit. And I was trying to be funny with them, and it just wasn't working because they were too severe. And so, simplify. As soon as I started simplifying, the drawings started becoming instantly funnier. And I think that's a quality of your work that I admire as well.
You're a high IQ man. You see, you can draw well, and you had to take this approach of like, I gotta simplify it, blah blah blah. Me, it's like, dude, I never learned to draw. I'm dumb. My shit's already simplified. That's my that's my drawing skill. It's just that's
but
like
yeah,
the extent
I mean, it's
of it.
good though, because there's lots of people that can do. There's lots of people that can draw stick figures or draw simply, but to have a practiced amateurishness, I think, is like what separates people. And you have that. You've created a unique style that is recognizable as you, even though it's like there isn't a ton of technical expertise in there.
I don't know. I get a lot of Family Guy vibes from it.
Were you influenced by Family Guy? Is that an influence?
Not even. I mean, I loved the show growing up, but not drawing wise. I wouldn't say like I ever looked at it, but my full bodies look like exactly like that shit usually, like with that like 2.5 stance or whatever. But yeah, good times. I was doing when I was like talking to Vosh or whatever for an interview.
You were talking to you've talked to Vosh? You've talked to the man
yeah.
Vosh?
Dude, I posted like a clip of it that I animated on Twitter, and I think everyone assumed that it was just fake because I was like asking him a bunch of weird questions, but we just talked and I asked him a bunch of weird questions.
I saw that you were asking him horsecock questions because of his famous love of horsecocks.
That was real.
Yeah.
I didn't know
that's fucked up. That was real.
He has a famous love of horsecock.
Oh yeah.
And I have to really reassess. I didn't like him, but now I guess he's cool.
now that you've known about his love of, I mean, he's a weird guy and a polarizing figure. I've sort of like, man, what was your conversation with Vosh like? But was it longer than the clip that I saw?
Oh yeah, it was like I posted only like one of them or like half of it because like I think the full thing is like 2-3 hours, but there's like an hour on YouTube. But I don't know. He was very one sec. Oh, sorry, the girlfriend texting me. I gotta give her a little attention.
Hell yeah, do that. We're all about love here.
No, he was surprisingly like reasonable, and I feel like he was able to. I don't know. I feel like there's always the joke that when it's like context, and it's like how do you give context for some of that stuff? But
yeah,
I don't know. He seemed surprisingly reasonable.
So when I was doing political cartoons, I did a cartoon of Vosh, which was...
Dude, was that yours?
That's mine. The panel of like, who is this guy? I don't understand why people like him. And then it's a million Voshes saying,
that
we are Legion.
Is so good. And
thank you.
I saw someone tag you in it, and I was like, there's no penises in this. This isn't his. I was like, someone must be confused. Dude, that is so fucking funny.
Yeah, that was me.
Such a funny comic, dude. And they're all like sweating a little bit.
Yeah, because he's a sweaty guy. Yeah, but, I can relate. I'm a sweaty guy, too.
I'm a sweaty man, too. I feel that. Sweat boys.
Yeah, sweat boys in the house.
Yeah.
It was because of Vosh, actually, I probably started doing the penis comics. Because he reposted, so I stopped doing the political cartoons, and the reason I stopped doing them is so fucking stupid. It's so fucking gay, but I'll say it anyway. It's Twitter user Shaq Diesel, who's a good Twitter user, a good tweeter. He's very funny, but he was taking some of my less good political comics and then posting a picture of Peter Griffin punching a wall, showing that he was angry with my output, and a bunch of people were liking this shit, and a bunch of people, and I was going into their accounts, and I wanted to dismiss it. I wanted to be like, these guys are just assholes. But I looked through their tweets and fuck, these are funny guys. These are funny guys, and they're critiquing my work. Yeah. And so I stopped doing the political comics altogether, and just had 4 months where I was just unemployed and depressed. And just every day I'm watching like the same shit I watched over and over again.
We recorded some of our best episodes, so
listen to those episodes. Listen to the
now
depression episodes.
Alex is in an upswing. The quality of the podcast may go down, but the quality of the comics is going up.
There you go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This is the worst one we've done so far because I'm in a good mood. But yeah, in fact, Vosh reposted that comic one day. And I started getting a bunch of followers. Vosh is. You know how Vosh has this weird retinue of femboy followers?
Yeah.
So I was getting a bunch of those followers, and in my head I was like, "Oh shit! There's some kids following me. They're expecting cartoons." And I drew something real quick of like guys putting boxing gloves in assholes, and it got 30 likes, which was enough for me. It's like, okay. Maybe we got something here. So thank you, Vosh. I appreciate your intervention.
Dude, it's funny, but there's a huge overlap that I feel like people don't understand between there's dudes, and just with most dudes, where there's like these gay joke and penis jokes that are, to me, are just inherently funny. Mm-hmm. And then, but there's an overlap with like gay people who also like think that. Like, I feel like a lot of people think it's like only dude bros like that humor, but it's like no,
that translates to gay people too, because I have a bullshit sexist theory, which I'm going to say right now. It's not that women and men are equally funny; they're equally capable of being very funny, but and I know this is wrong. This theory is bullshit and it's wrong. So, but I'm starting because it's a funny thought experiment. I think it's funnier to be a man than it is to be a woman in a lot of ways, because we're just inherently expendable. Yeah, you got balls.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
They dangle down and you sit on them and they hurt.
And the ball thing, yes, exactly. Dude, it's like you're a worker bee.
Yeah.
You're just
expendable. There's
drone.
nothing. Yeah. There's nothing grounding you to reality, so you can just do like jackass stunts all day and nobody cares.
Yes.
And this is also, that's also a function of sexism. I want to live in a world where there are as many violence against women jokes as there are violence against men jokes. But it's we're not going to get to that until we have true gender equality. Thank God Johnny Ryan is out there.
I feel
doing
like we
his
had
violence
that in the
against
90s, bro.
I can the biggest violence against women joke that I can remember succeeding is the one in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
What was that one?
It's the lady and she just won't die, and Austin Powers keeps like shooting her and blowing stuff up in her face and like landing on her from a building, and she won't die, and it's funny.
It sounds funny.
Yeah. Yeah, baby, shagadelic. That's a terrible impression.
No, that was pretty good.
But yeah, I think there, and also it's like the inherent contradiction of you're this thing that's constantly trying to live up to be this macho, burly protector who's stoic and can take care of stuff, and you have this just incredibly vulnerable thing right between your legs that governs your entire life. And you have to. So there's that. Yeah, I think primarily though it's the expendability, the fact that it's just funnier when we die.
Oh, dude, that would be such a great comic for you. Have like a Evangelion-esque, human body, and the penis is like the one controlling it.
Yeah,
like he's the little pilot inside of it, like
joystick penis. Yeah, he's in the cockpit.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
There you go. There, it writes itself.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
have little windows in the penis.
That Evangelion fucking banger.
That was a fun comic. People. Okay, so here's another thing I wanted to talk to you about, which is
black people.
Black people, yes. We're gonna get to the root now. So if you've ever had a comic do even slight numbers on Twitter, a little ecosystem in the replies will start forming. And it was very funny for me, the Evangelion comic, because there were people having a serious argument about whether it's okay to sexualize 14-year-olds in anime.
I'm sure Vosh popped up.
Yeah, lots of Vosh people were being, it's just a drawing. It's fine. It's fine. Who cares? Yeah, he has a lot of opinions about the legalization of child pornography. I think that's where he catches a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Maybe if you didn't talk about child pornography so much.
Well,
he
that's the
would catch
thing.
less heat.
He did seem to, because I pressed him on that and kind of be like I don't know. I feel like there's these dudes who like are seen as like philosophers for some reason. You know, like Sargon and all these baboons.
We had a whole episode about it. Beardos. It's Beardos. It's Matt Christman as well. You know, they have the beard energy where they're like simultaneously very nerdy but also very angry, and they talk with a lot of confidence.
But anyway, these people, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but these people get told how smart they are all the time, and they're talking about all these topics, and I feel like there's something just inherent to all of them where it's like, I'm so smart, I'm going to talk about I'll talk about something like child porn and rationalize it somehow. That'll show how smart I am. Like, yeah. I feel like it's like a really stupid trap they get drawn into, but I feel like he did not really know that. I'm not here to play defense for vosh. So, dude.
The vosh defender.
Yeah,
you know, what do you do? Are you bread pains now? Are you Mr. Bread Pains now?
God, dude, we talked about that. I pretty much got him to admit that I think bread pains sucks, but
I feel so bad for he's trying.
He's
trying.
Me too. That's why I was like, I literally prefaced it with like, dude, I feel so terrible even asking this, but I have to know. But dude, that guy straight up sucks so much. I feel so bad, dude.
And you want to see them improved because there's like lots of stories of cartoonists who sucked that actually really started improving. I think the one in my mind that sticks out is Adamellis, the BuzzFeed guy, who was
did he suck at first?
He was like criticized for using a lot of templates and shit like that. And his comics were very samey. It was usually like a guy, the same expression, you know, for 4 panels. And then he started getting just really good at his craft, and like he started making comics that were undeniably of good quality. And it's nice to see someone who sucks get better. That's a very cool character arc. And it's just not happening for this guy.
It really is not.
Maybe if the news got funny, then his comics would get funny, like, because it seems like all he does is regurgitate current events.
Dude,
like,
exactly. That's the thing.
Word.
Dude, if it's gonna at least look stupid, like it has to be funny, dude. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's so terrible.
That's the trouble of doing political stuff, is if you take a stance, you're automatically working at a disadvantage from the funny perspective, because you have to be at least somewhat serious about something. And, you know, comedy can be used for that, but it's sort of at its best when it embraces that utter nihilism of, well, everything is bullshit.
Rick
Stuff
and
is
Morty,
funnier.
Rick and Morty you're talking about. High IQ stuff.
High IQ stuff like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Well, I've been meaning, because Rick and Morty, and something that I've been, and a trend in your comics, too, something that I admire and probably like picked up on a little, was they have this very sort of optimistic tone. There's this very sort of breezy, sunny, optimistic tone, even though you're talking about like fucked up gross shit. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed that sort of style is taking root in comedy. You know, stuff like I Think You Should Leave and Smiling Friends, where the concern is more about telling the joke and telling it in like this funny, sort of easily digestible way, as opposed to like BoJack Horseman, or even Rick and Morty is like, oh, Rick is gonna kill himself. Rick has almost killed himself this episode. He's so fucking depressed. Don't you relate to this, you fucking nerd? Buy Pickle Rick stickers on Hot Topic or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't have Hot Topic. I guess they do have Hot Topics, but that's a really dated reference.
It's around. You got to go to a mall.
I think people just buy Pickle Ricks at GameStops, and still, that's where you go to buy your Pickle Ricks.
Yeah, that was the worst time to be on the internet, that whole Pickle Rick thing. so terrible.
Oh my god. Were you starting, how long have you been doing comics?
I think I started in like maybe like my junior or senior year of college, so when was that? I don't even, at least like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. But I only started posting them to Twitter on like 2018, I think, is when I started my account. But yeah. I don't know. I was never into, I never like wanted to do comics like full time, but if people keep reading them, I will keep making them.
That's what you get. I mean, what was the why did you start doing them? Just because you just did them?
Kind of, yeah. And then I don't know. I just saw all these like shitty Stone Toss comics and like Stone Toss ripoffs that people were like, "This is amazing," and it was like, "Oh, I could probably draw something like that."
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe I'm gonna maybe I'll draw comics.
Maybe I could do. This is something I can do. Yeah, there is this sort of punk attitude where it's this DIY. You just see shit replicated in culture over and over and over again, and you just have like, nah, I could do this. This seems like something I could do.
Yeah. Bro, you're a man of many voices.
I do little voices. I do little voices.
I came up with a voice I wanted you to do, which Ben Garrison Keeler.
Ben Garrison Keeler?
Can you do that one?
Well, sir, we saw big asses in the summer, rosy-cheeked, down by the Minnetonka Valleyway. Big asses for miles we saw. How does Garrison Keeler...
It's no more Minnesota references, I think. Yeah, it's like...
How do Minnesota people talk? Oh, and Lake Wobegon.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
We had the slime pit. There's usually a slime pit in Ben Garrison. I don't know my Ben Garrisons that well. I'm not Kim Possible Facts.
Pit.
Yeah, isn't there...
you should do animations, dude, and just do all these little voices.
I've been thinking about it. Something that I've been holding off because I'm going to dox myself by doing it. But I think, this is our 99th episode. We have you on. So it'd be funny to tell. I have an association with animation. It was actually... I have a very strange relation. The reason why I even got political to begin with is because of my strange relationship with Steven Crowder.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's like the opposite of me in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. And that comes from, initially in my mind, that comes from the fact because you know the children's television show Arthur?
Oh, yeah.
So when I was a kid, I had the unique Canadian experience of being on that show for like 3 years. I was a voice on Arthur, and I was the voice of the brain. So that
the rabbit?
He is the Arthur-looking guy who's the smart guy, but he's canonically African American. There's an episode where he celebrates Kwanzaa.
Dude.
Yeah, they had me teaching the blues to George, the moose, in one episode. And
dude, this is amazing.
But fucking Steven Crowder was the voice of the brain immediately before me. I took his job on that.
Wow.
And I've just had this like opposite career of him. He never went to like college and shit, and I did grad school, and like he's very closeted allegedly, and I'm openly gay, and he's had this career.
Bro, I was gonna ask if you were gay.
Yeah, I'm gay. Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm bisexual, but I say gay because bisexual is annoying as hell, and nobody likes bisexual.
Yeah, my girlfriend says bisexual, and I'm just like, start beating her immediately.
No, this is what we talked about. You're doing. You're normalizing
a woman beating joke.
That was a woman beating joke, and I was. Ooh, see, it's rough being a woman. It's not funny when you get hurt. Although it is.
She loves it.
I'm sure. I think that's also. So it's interesting moving away from right wing
before we move on, I need more about this Arthur story.
Oh shit! I
just completely interrupted. Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's so. I just have this weird association with him where we're linked by this very Canadian fate, and I feel like I'm just gonna like suck him off one day or something and complete his conversion, and that'll be it. Allegedly, he's a chaser though. That's the thing that he's into.
He really seems like 1 billion %.
Yeah, very.
I know a few of them in the political community.
In the right-wing political comics community.
No, I know some in the left, but
in the left, yeah. Well,
yes,
they're open about it. We have Vosh, but he's not a cartoonist.
No, I know some that are under wraps, but
you got all the secret chaser knowledge.
Oh yeah.
What does chaser mean? What does that mean?
When you're attracted to trans women and you specifically go after trans women.
I've been accused of this title by my girlfriend, but I claim it is not true.
Well, that's another thing that I wanted to ask you is I've been having some. So your comics do a lot of controversial content, but I think your motto is "I'm just trying to make you laugh, you big idiot." That's the thing that it says on your Twitter bio, which
Correct.
I think lets everybody know right away that this is benign. It's not.
Yeah.
This is not full of rage, but you do some very rough, like the one about trans women, which I really like. If my girlfriend wasn't a real woman, then why is she such a cunt, right? Which is very funny. But I've seen that embraced by the trans community as well. And I've seen a lot of trans women reposting it. So what does that feel like when you do something sort of like you don't know how people are going to react to it, and they end up, and you think they might even react negatively to it, and they end up really embracing it? Do you think about that feeling?
Well, that's where I came to the conclusion of that kind of rambling thought I was telling you earlier after you were saying, remember you said you made the asexual comic and then a bunch of asexuals were like, yes,
this is us.
Yeah. And I think I'll make it more simple because what I was saying earlier was a little stupid. I think, but the baseline is just if it's funny, it doesn't matter who you are and the color of your skin or what's in your pants. It's just what's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, it felt fresh, though. I was like, excellent. I like that they like that. But a lot of those comics are, that one in particular especially was just literally a conversation I had. I said that to my girlfriend, and I was like, I have to write this down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah. Very powerful.
It works. I think there is also, specifically with trans people, how they're used nowadays as bargaining chips in a culture war. Mm-hmm. I think trans people, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but
email us at houseofdecline@gmail.com if Alex is wrong.
if I'm wrong about it, please tell me. But I think there is something refreshing in not being condescended to, or not. Being part of the club where they get to make jokes about you and it's okay.
For sure.
There's a sense of greater inclusion when doing that versus you're special and should be protected, and should I make all these accommodations for you? There's this over fawning that can happen when you're trying to do right by people.
I would like to think too, in particular with my trans audience, that I don't know, most times, and I don't think I'm the first one, obviously, but, there's comedians who it's oh, he's a trans rights guy, like Jim Norton, and it's just I fuck trans women. Yeah, I'll fuck a trans woman's ass.
Yeah.
I love trans ass. It's how is this pro, or it's you're just sexualizing people. It's not comedy, really. You know what I mean?
It's not that it's pro. It's just that it's benign. There's no evidence that you're sort of angry at the community in some way, or that you're criticizing them in any significant capacity.
That's a big fear of mine, though. I never want to be seen as the Jim Norton gremlin, disgusting chaser man.
What was his joke of why wouldn't I like trans women? I like women with one weird thing, which is it's a pretty good joke. It's offensive, but I don't know if he's pretty funny though. I like Jim Norton a lot.
Yeah, he has some good jokes.
Well, also personally, I love him because we talked about him last week on the pod, but we went to school with this guy called Lucian Wintrich.
Why are we bringing him up again?
Well, because I bring him up because there's one time, so Moshe Kasher, the comedian, had a show I forget what it was called. It was called Politics with Moshe, or something like that. It was a panel show. It was canceled after a season. But our buddy Lucian Wintrich, he's not our buddy, but our school chum,
asshole.
Lucian Wintrich came on to be like the alt-right talking point guy, and Jim Norton was on. And it's weird seeing a guy just get destroyed by Jim Norton, who's just running circles around him because he's like a vaguely competent professional comedian, and this kid's fame was inflated by the fact that, oh, I'm gay and I'm right wing, so
the worst, dude. The worst people.
The Milos. He was a low rent Milo, which is even the worst. Terrible thing to be.
Milo, dude. Fucking some guy I met on Twitter who I thought was funny. He used to run like this fake OJ Simpson's account.
Yeah.
OJ Simpson. And it would just be like, haha, I killed my wife. And it got so many followers for the Twitter. But he was like, yo, I'm in LA. I was like, oh, fresh, like come over. And we're like hanging out. And then he just starts telling me how he was pretty much like Milo's right-hand man. And was like arranging all the meetings and the campaigns and shit. And was just telling me all this like sketchy stuff about the parties Milo would throw, like with lawyers, and they'd have like really young dudes there and shit. And I was just like, I guess they tried hitting on him, and he was like, dude, I went out and I got my gun, and I was like, no. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this shit's crazy. But this kid's wild. I love him. Very, very fresh. It's crazy how, have you met anyone from Twitter yet?
Not in real. You're probably, no, that's not true. I met my good friend Peyton through Twitter. She was with us early when we were still doing political comics, but not in real life. I haven't physically met anybody. Just online.
Heads up, if you meet anyone from Twitter in real life, it's literally 50-50 whether they'll be really cool or just completely unhinged, insane person. It is just it's one way or the other. There's no middle ground.
Mm-hmm. I'm very, it's always funny because you're totally depersonalized on Twitter. Like you read tweets in your voice a lot of the time, unless like you know what the person sounds like and you're intimately familiar with them. So the shock of seeing, especially if like someone is your antagonist on Twitter, it's always funny seeing what they look like in real life. It's always this deflating moment. My dad always used to tell the story about like an old Toronto wrestler, and it's like, it's the Masked Wonder. Who is the Masked Wonder? And one of these days at the Hippodrome, the Masked Wonder is going to be unmasked, and they unmasked him, and it is him, King Kong Cox. And everyone was like, who is this person? You know? So there's this.
It ruins it.
Deflating quality between your online persona and who you are. You're just some person, you know, you're a bag of meat that shits every day. You know?
Oh yeah.
Imagine how great it would be if on Hunter Biden's laptop was just a bunch of your cartoons. And
that would be so fresh.
And then it's in the news. All your cartoons are in the news.
Dude, is that real? I keep seeing all my like little Groiper friends going, they found child born on his laptop.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, probably. Probably. Who cares? They're all into... Isn't that... We know that by now, that all of them are into freaky
isn't he
shit.
Catholic? Like...
Yeah.
Dude, he's got a natural predilection.
Was like up... It was either right before the election or something, but they were like... All the Groiper frogs were like, yo, we're about to drop some crazy info. And they started like dropping these pictures of like naked Hunter Biden and like close-ups of his dick. And everyone was just like, oh, he's kind of hot in like a meth way. No, you're not supposed to like these pictures or whatever.
I wrote a comic about that.
Did you?
Yep. Yeah, I wrote one called Outlaw Fuck King, where it's the first panel is Conservative Media Factory. It's like, I don't get it. What are we doing that's making Hunter seem cool? And then the next pet, it's the cover of the New York Post, and it's Hunter Biden looking like Lorenzo Lamas in Renegade, and he's like chewing a toothpick, and it says, Outlaw Fuck King. Hunter Biden fucks and does drugs, you know?
Yeah, literally, they were like posting him having like two petite Asian women grinding on his dick or something. It was like, Dude, you're making him look like a Mad Max hero or something, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the singular focus on trying to denigrate Hunter Biden, like, played no small part in getting Joe elected. Because it's like people are constantly shitting on this guy, and it's like Joe, all he has to say is, damn it, Jack, I love my drug-addicted son. And everybody in America whose nephew is addicted to opioids is like, oh, he's just like me. He still loves his drug-addicted son.
Oh, there's a chat on Zoom?
Yeah, I linked to the comics just so if you want to check those ones out.
Yeah, the weird political ones.
Bro.
The thing is, one in 10 is funny. 1 in 10 is funny.
Did you do this under a different handle? The more crosshatch stuff?
At Who is Jack Dump was my old handle.
Dude, I would not seeing this style. I would say I wouldn't throw it away, bro. I don't think people weren't reading it because of the style.
No, they weren't reading it because the style was good. I was fine with the style, but one thing that's difficult about it is those took like 4 hours to make each.
Are these drawn by hand?
Yeah, they're all drawn by hand.
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
That's what I mean. I'm a big believer in that shit. I'm a big believer in that. Okay, so you know, like late Peanuts cartoons.
Penis
cartoon. Yes, penis cartoon. Charles Schulz's penis.
Yeah.
Penis cartoons. With Chorley brown nose.
Brown hole. I don't know. Yeah.
Charlie Brown hole.
Chorley.
Chorley.
Yeah, what is Chorley?
Because I was thinking of like chortling balls. I was thinking of chorl, you know. Yeah, so late in his career, like, he was getting tremors, but he would still do his stuff by hand, and like his line got really sort of jagged and spiky, but it ended up making the cartoons, in my opinion, look even better because it had this just inimitable quality to it. Like, only his specific physicality could produce these images because it was him working at like the top of his game after 40 years, but also with this tremor that gave things this just completely unique quality. And I think people can match that very well with like a tablet and stuff like that. But I think always in the same way that, you know, something is lost with like analog film between digital film, I think there is something that's a little lost between digital line work and physical line work. But I'm probably, if you put them side to side, I probably couldn't tell.
Well, that's perhaps there's a bridge somewhere between our thinking, but that's also why I really like, I mean, it's not like I can even draw any better than I can now, but that's why I kind of like the not like revising my stuff and making lines not wiggly. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like the whatever that comes along with pretending it's a piece of paper. I don't know.
Putting the mistakes in there. Well, it's, what is it, Wabi Sabi, which I only know from that King of the Hill episode where Bobby enters the Rose competition and he's sponsored by the Bong Shop. And the guys acquaint Hank with it's Wabi Sabi, man. The imperfections, you know, create something more beautiful.
Yeah.
It is in this mind that I'm also like, so there's this cartoon guy called James Kachalka. Do you know James Kachalka?
I don't think so, but let me look him up.
His heyday was in the 90s. He's famous for a song called Hockey Monkey, which got played on Nickelodeon a lot. And he also did this daily comic strip called American Elf. And he had this essay in the Comics Journal called Craft is the Enemy, which is, that's just a great statement on its own. But what the comics was about is something that you were articulating earlier, was sort of like this punk DIY aspect to just doing it. He says in his essay, he was talking about how a lot of comic artists are stifled by the fact that, I'm not a great draftsman. You know, I can't draw as good as Jack Kirby, so, you know, why even try? And he said, no, you should not be hamstrung by this attitude. This is poisonous to your work. But what I take it to mean, craft is the enemy on its own, is that especially if you're doing funny shit, like the rougher it looks, the funnier it is usually. You know, there's like an appealing quality to rough work. It makes it less severe. I don't know if you found that.
Oh, I concur.
Have you ever tried to do like more detailed work and like I'm gonna make a really fucked up Charles Burns-esque drawing of the dog guy?
I don't know. Every time I like sit my ass down and like really spend like an hour or two on an image, I'll finish and it'll look like slightly better than something I would have drawn in like 5 minutes. So I'm always just like, I don't know what's going on. I feel like the synapses or whatever in my brain are just like not connecting when it comes to like improving my art.
You are improving your art just subtly, you know.
Subtly.
Yeah. No, but it's true. Like, I'm sure you can look back at your comics from 2018 and are like, man, I really didn't know how to draw hands back then.
Oh, yeah, dude. My hands were fucking ass.
Dude,
Bro,
my
you were
hands
talking
are fucking
about
ass.
Charles Schulz's Tremors.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Tremors?
Oh, yeah. That
Dude,
movie
that
is
is
like
one of my favorite movies.
It's a perfect movie. I mean, it's taught in like screenplay classes as like having the perfect screenplay.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it's just
so
like
succinct or whatever.
Yeah, it's very tight, like, and it keeps escalating. Like the plot, it like every 10 minutes there's like a beat where shit just got realer, and it's like where a lot of movies will just and it like ends perfectly too. They kill the worm and that's it. They have like one little speech about how the Kevin Bacon and the lady are hooking up, and then that's the end of the movie. We did it. We solved the problem. We killed the worms.
Kevin Bacon is the fucking man, dude.
Yeah, why has his career not... I feel like he's due for a Tarantino-esque revival.
I think they just tried to do that with some TV show, but I don't think it did very well. I don't even remember what it was. Steve, do you make comics?
I don't. No. I try to do a little iPad painting. That's fun. I follow tutorials.
Oh, that's fresh.
Make some landscape art, but Alex and I we became friends because we were both music majors in college.
Oh, no way, dude. What do you guys play?
I do like guitar and bass. I became like a bass player, more like a bass player recently, and sing and stuff. Alex plays trumpet and every other instrument there can be.
Yeah, I play every instrument badly. Like I consider myself a composer.
Yeah.
I'm a composer. So, you need to learn how to play a little bit of every instrument just to, know its range and know what it can do. But if I were to say anything, if I were to say what any instrument I prefer is, I love playing guitar. Like, that's the one that I love having in my hands and holding.
I did have some questions for Zach that were not about cartoons.
Okay,
we have a little bit of time left.
Tee 'em up.
So my first question was, how do you feel about cream pies?
What
kind of thought that
sexual
was
ones?
Either one, because I was going to ask you about bananas, and then I was like, that's kind of lame. And
well, here's the thing I've been struggling with. What is, because when you hear cream pie, it's almost not even the food anymore. It's just the porn thing. Mm-hmm. What is a cream pie?
I think it's usually qualified by something.
It's one of those pies that
that
the Three Stooges use, right?
Well, to some people, it's a pie tin filled with whipped cream. Yeah. That's what you're saying. But it's like, is that where people, I'm assuming, like in England in like the beginning of time had to eat? Like what is a cream pie? I don't understand.
They had to eat meat pies at the beginning of time.
They were made out of people.
They were just doing meat pies. I mean, I think a banana cream pie is just like banana with whipped cream on it.
I think it's called a cream pie specifically because there is no generic cream pie. It is just the exclusive name for the sexual act. But I was thinking of a Boston cream pie. And it was, we just came so right good. In your pussy. We came in a vagina right there. Jeez.
You do a great JFK, bro.
I learned it from Clone High, the greatest show of my youth.
Why aren't you using your connection with Arthur to be doing, and maybe you are, enlighten me.
Well, this is me using it. Oh, to do voice acting? Yeah. I got out of it when I was a kid, and then just getting back into it is I couldn't live in that world of rejection anymore. Like, auditions are fucking the worst. And you go to a room and there's like 20 people that look exactly like you. And, you're vying for the attention. Now I'm just vying for the attention of Justin Wang. And I hope he will retweet my stuff now. Yeah.
Dude, how old are you guys?
I'm 32.
32.
Okay, word.
We're old.
I thought you guys were going to be younger and then more talented than me, and I was about to kill myself.
No. We have years on you.
So what? As someone who will be 32 eventually, will I eventually find a job? Do things get easier? What are you guys up to?
I don't have a job, and I also can't sleep. So
excellent. Yeah, I've been up since like 5.
Yeah, I think I woke up at 4 or 5. I've been having problems sleeping for months, so I feel fried all the time.
Yeah, but you got that newborn life. That's what's...
Well, she's not a newborn. I got a kid she's 8 months old.
Congrats. Mazel tov.
Thank you. She's great. She sleeps 12 hours a night. I'm very jealous.
She's stealing your sleep energy. I've heard of these. They're called like Baba Yagas or something. It's
right, yeah.
Creature of your dreams.
How do I?
She's a baby Yaga.
How do I break the spell?
Yaga. Yeah, you got to figure it out.
You have to fight for Russia you have to pledge allegiance to Putin.
Yeah,
and then you can break the Baba Yaga curse. Do you have any more questions for Zach? Steven?
I was. Let's see. Do people with hyphenated last names have split personality disorder?
That's fun.
Yes.
There's one. Describe your latest anxiety attack in 3 words.
Oh, this will be good. Let me see. I'm trying to think of my latest anxiety attack.
Well, mine was I can't sleep.
Right. Well, I guess this morning that would have been that one.
Yeah. That's all I had, really.
Powerful.
Zach, in terms of your question about the 30s, like, as far as I can tell, your 20s are all about getting your ass kicked, like a lot. Because, you don't have that teenage stupid confidence anymore. Like, you know how fallible you are. You're acutely aware of how fallible you are. And so there's all these experiences you have that prove it. Like having a job with a shitty boss or, fucking up at work or, saying the wrong thing or fucking up while dating. But you come out on the other end of it, at least in my experience, with sort of a greater knowledge of self. And we have this identity crisis all throughout our 20s where we're just trying to cobble together pieces of what we think is ourself. And then, finally, you finally achieve it once you stop caring. Not unlike Vegeta going Super Saiyan. Once you stop caring is when you finally find that sort of elusive sense of who I am and what do I stand for in this world. And that, I think... Yeah, your 30s are better than your 20s, I would say, just for having that sense of sense of purpose and ideology, more concrete surrounding your personality. I don't know.
It was very deep, Alex.
Maybe.
Very deep.
But yeah, it does get better. Don't kill yourself. It usually does get better as you get older.
Excellent.
I guess other questions. How much time do we have left?
We can wrap it up, or we have more time. I want everybody that's listening to go subscribe on Twitter to @YoloSwagStudios. That's what I want everyone to do.
Actually, go to my Insta.
Go to Instagram. That's
followers.
YOLO_swag_studios.
Hey, I didn't have to do any prep for this. This is awesome.
I
actually have to take my prep pills.
I'm gonna link also if you can't type because you lost your arms in an industrial accident, you can just tap the phone with your nose where I put the links in the description.
Mm-hmm.
For all our handless people that listen.
We're inclusive, How are they jacking off? That's what I want to know.
There's a service. Yeah. They have a jack off service.
They got the jack. It's specifically the jack off boys.
It's
Yo,
like
are
that
you guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
like that
my
cartoon.
bad.
No, sorry. You say what you're gonna say.
You interrupted this great jack off
I
boys,
ruined
Rich.
it. I
riff.
ruined
I hope
it,
you're
dude.
happy. What
I
were
was
you gonna?
just like, are you? I forgot to ask us the Wawa comic. Are you guys in Pennsylvania?
No, I just know I know a bunch of people in Philly, and I think it's the cutest thing. It's just an adorable thing to have these people go so hard for this okay franchise. It's okay. It's good. The sandwiches are all right. They're above average.
Wawa and Sheets is so fucking good, dude. Sheets, the mac and cheese. I don't even like mac and cheese. It's so good.
You're a Sheets guy. Are you from that area of operation?
My family is. Yeah, I grew up overseas.
Ooh.
Yes.
So you don't go to Amish. You don't smoke big doinks in Amish.
Yeah, occasionally I'll visit.
Ooh. Did you cut out there?
Oh, occasionally I'll visit.
Oh, you just said occasionally. I thought you were gonna say something about.
No.
Occasionally visit the Amish.
Yeah.
Go visit their puppy mills.
No, I think we've gone up there to get fucking. They sell like their excess like butter and shit sometimes. It's like super good.
Get some of the excess Amish butter. Get some of the good Amish butter.
Oh yeah, dude. Pennsylvania is just. There's a lot of Bumpkinville places, but those bumpkins and their cooking skills and hunting skills, top notch.
Yeah, a lot of camo.
Oh yeah, dude. Every time my cousin gets me a Christmas gift when I visit, I have like I'll come with no sweaters and I'll leave with like 3 or 4 camouflage hoodies, like real
awesome.
tree shit, dude. I'm just like Jesus Christ.
That shit fucking rules. I keep having this horrible vision of someone, having their baby in camouflage baby clothes and then setting them down in the woods and then, oh no, what have we done? Where is the child?
That's really what happened to Charles Lindbergh,
Yes.
the Lind baby. He was put in camo and then that was that.
Yeah, famous Nazi sympathizer, Charles Lindbergh.
I really want to do like a hymn and then overlapped with the Chili's "Give Me My Baby Back" fucking thing. I gotta find a way to put it together, but I feel like it'd be so good.
Yeah, something about like selfish Lindbergh babies, wanting to be found. I don't know. I'm not gonna write a YOLO swag. Maybe I will one day. Maybe I'll take a
we need
stab.
people used to do the collabs all the time, but we should do a House of YOLO swag collab.
Absolutely.
It's something
Absolutely.
rocking.
That's coming down the works. We're gonna do so many collabs. We're gonna get the Cyanide and Happiness guys on. We're gonna get man, those guys are still. Do you ever feel like you're persisting in a ruined world doing comics?
Yeah, dude. I feel that way when I see their stuff sometimes. But,
I used to check their
they
stuff.
still have a banger here and there.
Oh no, I think their stuff is, for doing comics for like 20 years and producing a joke every day. I'm still surprised that they can, get funny shit
Do
out
they still do it daily?
Like almost, I think they have multiple guys doing it. So there is a comic every day, but
There's
don't
like
think
3
each
of them, I
does
think.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's from an era when you could like make real fucking bank off of webcomics. Like Penny Arcade got a whole fucking expo out of it. And I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because like ad revenue is not what it was. Maybe because the market's oversaturated. But like you don't like webcomics are no longer the weird semi-lucrative thing that they once were.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No.
Not at all, dude.
Like, because I see, like, big comic guys, like Shen Comics. He's huge. Everybody's seen Owlturd Comics, and he's got, like, 80 patrons or something like that. It's ridiculous.
He only has 80?
I'm sure it's higher than that, but he should have more based on, how his stuff is. I'm sure he makes it up in other ways.
Well, you just got to be crafty, like, the House of Decline NFTs. That could be a thing. But
we have an NFT guy. He's on our show. Our friend Steve did NFTs, but we nah, we can't do that. We cultivated an audience of people that will crucify us if we do that. So
I felt the same way, but it's so tempting when I don't know if you saw that Stone Toss guy, but he made like $2 million in a day.
Yeah, sure.
And I was just like, please God, I've seen what you've done for others. Please give me money.
But yeah, you have to mortgage that short-term benefit off of... I mean, with Stone Toss, it doesn't matter because I'm sure his audience is fine with NFTs. I think they probably think that people are stupid that don't... Because he's like a big crypto guy as well.
Right.
Which is very funny. You have the... It's cryptocurrency and crypto-fascism all together. Stone Toss is so fucking funny. He's such a funny character in the... Not like... A lot of his stuff is obviously evil and terrible, but it's funny when you have a lot of craft and you're good. Like, as a cartoonist, he is technically a very good cartoonist, which is what's sort of disturbing about it. Because as a cartoonist, your whole thing is to, like, communicate ideas as quickly as possible. In my mind, that's at least what I'm doing, and which is why simplified characters work better. And he is very good at communicating his opinions with simplified language. Something that the Bread Pains guy, talking about bread pains again, something that he tried to ape and was not able to do, which I think is interesting as well.
I was going to say, though, because I was literally about to bring Bread Pains up again, but I think another thing the Bread Pains guy suffers with, like with the writing, where it's like, he's just trying to shoehorn in this political thing. I feel like the Stone Toss suffers from that also with some, where it's like, this actually could have been funny if it was like more joke oriented, but it's just like, here is my message. Here is the message I am trying to get across.
And it's, once you're, so I think if you're like Ellie Valley, he's not trying to make you laugh. He's trying to make your day worse. Which
he's trying to make me puke with how scribbly some of his stuff was.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it too. It's supposed to be grotesque. It's not supposed to be funny. It's usually supposed to make you sort of like angry or perpetuate your anger. But I don't think you're supposed to be like ha 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 ha. You're not supposed to have like a reactive belly laugh to Ellie Valley cartoons. And if you're supposed to, he's not doing that. He's not succeeding at that. And I think, like, if you're doing serious political cartoons where you're actually advocating for a message, I think that's how you have to go with it. When you sort of split the difference between, oh, I'm funny, but I'm also have a message behind it, it, like, you become Elizabeth Warren, you just triangulate yourself into a demographic that nobody is in, that, like, 7% of people are in.
Yeah.
Like, I want comedy, but I also want to feel angry.
Yeah.
Who's something, and I think that's why your stuff, it's the joke comes first. The joke comes first before
always,
any
baby.
sort of message. Yeah,
it's the Yolos swag seal.
All right, well, Zach, thank you so much for coming on. We have hit our mark. We have had a great episode.
Yeah, I think this is a banger. Zach, do you have any plugs?
I have like 5 packs of trading cards left if anyone wants them, but I'll probably do one last restock of these. Nice. So don't worry if you missed out.
Well, I'm going to put all your links in the description so everyone can go check you out.
Swag. Hopefully, it took me a while to wake up, but God bless. Thank you for having me on. This is very crisp.
Yeah, extremely crisp. Thank you for coming on our show. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, hell yeah.